Aw yeah, we're back to the PlayStation 1 era, baby! I recently played LUNAR and I remembered why games in the 90s were considered golden. First released on the Sega CD in 1993, then on PlayStation as LUNAR Complete in 1999, Game Boy Advance as LUNAR Legend in 2002, on the PSP as LUNAR Silver Star Harmony in 2010, and finally, LUNAR Remastered Collection, available on modern consoles. And I am looking at this game as someone who has never played LUNAR before. So if you're interested in that perspective, or not, be sure to hit that subscribe button as I'm trying to get to 60k subs before the year ends. Thank you! This is a story about a boy named Alex who is yearning for adventure. His greatest idol, Dragon Master Dyne, is one of the 4 great heroes, who was said to have died 15 years ago. The opportunity for adventure presents itself when one of his business-savvy friends, Ramses, suggests they visit the White Dragon, Quark. Of course, Alex's rule-following, caring love interest, Luna, hears about the plan and decides to join them for the journey. They meet Quark, pass the test of the dragon, and their reward? Dragon poop, which happens to look like a beautiful diamond. From there, the boys get the idea to continue the adventure and Luna joins, always wanting to watch over them and keep them safe. What begins as an innocent journey leads Alex to becoming just like his hero, Dragon Master Dyne, a man who passes the test of dragons and serves the goddess Althena, while enlisting help of amazing characters along the way. There are no misses in this cast, only favorites and least favorites. Starting with my least favorite, Luna. No hate, I just don't fancy the sweet, soft girl types, although she does have a spicy, jealous side I'm a fan of. Another softie, Mia, the future headmaster of the Magic Guild. Again, I don't typically like the soft girl trope. Sweet, timid, beloved by all, and while she is that, she does go through some genuine growth. In fact, she has the growth I relate to the most, believing in yourself, gaining confidence, and not fearing failure. Next, a character who I love, Jessica. While studying to become a priestess of Althena, and in her dad's eyes, she's a lady, but when his back is turned, she's a rough and rowdy tomboy with a fiery attitude. I adore Jessica. Her comebacks are peak, and her banter with my favorite character is just excellence. Null, the mascot character, who is frequently mistaken as a cat with wings, as nobody knows what he truly is. Honestly, probably my favorite mascot character in all of JRPGs. Sorry, Teddy. Most mascot characters talk a lot and speak for the main character, and those are true here. But what Null says is genuinely hilarious. He is my king of comebacks and out-of-pocket dialogue, such as a gambler saying, "I lost all my money, my wife caught me cheating, I have no luck. Hick! It's not that you have no luck, it's that you suck." A scenario where Luna is waking everyone up. "Luna, I hope your nose is a snooze button because I'm about to jab it." Talking to a drunkard. "Coming through, old man. Lovely scent, by the way. Is that ode to cheap whiskey?" Null observing actual cats. "I want to be a cat in my next life, so I have an excuse for licking my butt in public." All of these are great. The goat, everybody. Or should I say, the cat. Competent, acceptable thing. But also, while he often speaks up for Alex, I love that he always has his back. Always gassing Alex up, standing up for him when people don't believe he has what it takes to become the next Dragon Master. Despite Alex having a few lines, I truly felt the connection between Alex and Null, even if Null did most of the heavy lifting. Next is Nash, who used to be my favorite until my actual favorite came along. He's an arrogant and pretentious mage in training. He is so funny with his know-it-all attitude, constantly going at it with Null, not missing a beat to inflate his ego or the Magic Guild he's a part of. And finally, my baby, Kyle. Kyle is a mess. He's a playboy, self-absorbed, booze-guzzling thief, and the on-and-off boyfriend of Jessica. They bicker all the time throughout the whole journey. They're far from a healthy couple, but that's what makes them so goddamn entertaining. Kyle isn't a bad person, per se, and I find his flaws to be more prominent than his strengths, but that's what made him so great. I love that his character isn't sanitized, and his dialogue sure wasn't either.
Himself another night of wine, women, and song. Just between you and me, I think I had a little too much of the wine. But the women didn't complain.
And for its time, villains were also pretty solid. Definitely some fun and challenging adversaries. NPCs shone just as bright as your cast. Meeting characters' families or couples from other neighboring tribes, there wasn't a single character who I was like, damn, they suck. Well, maybe except for that one drunkard Null told off. Where Lunar kinda falls short is its lame Jane combat. However, the monotony of it all was significantly reduced in the remaster with the auto battle and speed up feature. The standard actions are in place: attack, defend, magic, item, run. It's turn-based, you attack the enemy, you get magic, which eventually targets multiple enemies. As you level up, you could attack more than once. Enemies do various animations to signify unique attacks. This is more useful in boss battles, so you know when you should be defending. Honestly, after the beginning, you can deadass auto battle your way through all normal encounters at max speed. There's nothing particularly remarkable here. Although in the beginning, I found Lunar surprisingly tough, due to enemies hitting hard, low MP pool, but also lack of resources. Unlike most modern games, Lunar does not have healing springs or statues before a boss fight, so you could start a fight beaten and battered and really get your teeth kicked in. But once money starts rolling in, you could stock up and be fine. Another point of difficulty is the unbalanced party. You have Alex, a melee fighter, then mages as far as the eye could see. And I wish we could have staggered it, melee, mage sort of deal. And lastly, while enemies are on the map, some areas were pretty tight and you couldn't avoid them. Even if you were severely overleveled, they'd still come for you, and that was a little annoying. A few changes they made in the remastered version is item management. Before, items were not shared among the party. Each character had access to their own inventory. Another thing is, apparently we got the original Japanese version of Lunar in terms of difficulty. Originally, boss fights would harshly scale to Alex's level. Now, bosses scale to the party level, but also not as severely as the PlayStation 1 version. Of course, you could always play the classic version of the game, which doesn't change the difficulty, but it's nice to know you could switch between the versions at any time. Now, the graphics upgrade is real. Classic mode, you get that unrefined pixelated nostalgia. Look no further than the opening alone. Anime cutscenes would look as you expect, but in the remastered, it's cleaned up so nicely. They did update the visuals, and while yeah, it does look a little smoothed out, I thought it was overall better. That said, I played the remastered version. Can I throw in that I love for each major character you meet, you get a whole ass opening animated cutscene with them, and they're just beautiful. Like, it really sets the tone for the character.
Welcome, visitors. It seems that you're here in pursuit of knowledge.
So while I was looking at all the versions of Lunar in terms of combat, I like GBA the best. I like the extra details of the sprites, but everything else I seem to side with PlayStation. It's actually really fascinating to see how much changes Lunar went through its various iterations. For example, originally on the Sega CD, Luna does not come with you when you leave on the boat, which blew my mind as she's supposed to be your love interest. That's so much free real estate for Alex and Luna to bond. Or in the GBA version, there are fights or things that just didn't happen in the PlayStation version, like Nash being strung up by sailors. In fact, you never fight the sailors, you take care of a jelly monster for them. And lastly, the music. So originally it was released on the Sega CD, which had a different soundtrack than the PlayStation release. LUNAR Remastered features the PlayStation music, which is pretty damn different from what Sega was cooking. Now, because I never heard the Sega music, that didn't bother me. The music that was there I thought was great, and I actually really liked it. But naturally, I was curious, so here's an example, like your hometown of Berg. Or the normal battle theme. Now, before we talk about my favorite music, we need to talk about these updated voice actors. All my fellow 90s anime watchers, we know voice acting in anime wasn't great back in the day, and it's just something we've come to embrace. That said, Lunar needed new voice acting, and it's a major upgrade. I know for some who have grown up with Lunar, it'd be a bit jarring, but for me, I don't think I could have taken any of the cast seriously. You all already know, I'm a Kyle, but also a Galleon girl, and hearing his original voice fucking sent me. The try-hard nasally voice just cracked me the fuck up. Thankfully, in the new version, he sounds just as good as he looks.
Welcome to the Magic Guild of Vane, Alex of Berg. I am Galleon, premier of the guild. My apprentice Nash speaks quite highly of you, boy. He said you passed the trial of the White Dragon.
Welcome to the Magic Guild, Alex. My name is Galleon. Nash has told me of the trials you've overcome. Your help was crucial to his return. You have my thanks.
Back to music, my favorite, hands down. The moment I heard it, I was like, nothing will top this, and that is the first world map theme. It just screams happy adventure, and honestly, that sums up Lunar, a happy, fun, goofy adventure. Also, interesting fact, on the world map there are no random encounters, which makes the journey even better. Lunar is a fantastic game and I highly recommend it. It's not deep, it's not difficult, and I love it. By the way, have you guys ever played a game that you've never played before and you have nostalgia for it? That's how this game made me feel. You know, and I wonder if it's just the nostalgia of being a child. You know, because this game is really just a boy living out his dream of being an adventurer. This game just brings me back to childhood in the best of ways, and I cannot wait to get to Lunar 2, which I hear is better, but we'll see about that. And if you want more games that give you that magical sense of childhood wonder, look no further than Grandia 1 and Grandia 2, which I've also reviewed on this channel. And of course, as always, thank you so much for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe and join the Patreon where you get to join the Discord and get early access to videos. Love your faces, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah!